Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a level 20 build guide for MINSC in Baldur's Gate 3. This is also for a Beastmaster Ranger, and I'll be going through all the leveling as well as gear and a bit of a combat guide. So we're going to start off here obviously as the Ranger, and for a favorite enemy, I think that going with the Bounty Hunter here to give the enemy disadvantage on saving throws against Ensnaring Strike can be actually pretty useful. And our Natural Explorer, the Beast Tamer is really good early game because you get yourself a Raven, which can blind enemies. Although also going with the Wasteland Wanderer Fire is a good choice, but we're going to go with the Beast Tamer here. As well, for our ability scores, I think it's best to go 16 Dexterity, 16 Wisdom, and 14 Constitution with 10 Intelligence, 10 Charisma. You can also put some points into Strength if you'd like, or you can use Strength Potions to get the most out of the damage. The min-maxing would be to dump Strength and use a Strength Potion, or the Strength Gauntlets later on in the game. But even having dexterity for our weapons is really nice because there's some pretty good dexterity based weapons that you can use, as well as some good, obviously bows will be dexterity. So I'll be showing off again the full leveling guide all the way up to level 20 here, as well as what you're going to want to take after that, or what you're going to want to take for gear. So at level 2 we get to choose a fighting style and a spell. We're going to get a couple fighting styles here. For our spells, we're going to obviously take Ensnaring Strike because we get the benefit to have a higher hit chance with that. I also really like to take Long Strider for increased 3 meters of movement speed, and this is a ritual spell that you can cast outside of combat. And then we're going to go with probably Hail of Thorns, another choice. Even Hunter's Mark can be okay. And for our fighting style, archery is obviously a very good one, but you can also go with 2-weapon fighting if you want to use hand crossbows. But archery obviously very powerful, and defense being a really nice one to give you a +1 bonus to armor class. You're going to want to have the increased armor class at some point. But archery is also a good choice there too for increased hit chance with our bow attacks. At level 3 we get to choose our subclass, and we're going to go with the Beastmaster here. This gives us the Ranger's Companion, which gets a big power spike at level 11. And for our next leveled spell, I think that Fog Cloud also has a good merit to bring Hunter's Mark or Long Strider. It's one of these three that you prefer. Hunter's Mark can be pretty decent damage too early in the game. And then for our level 4, we get to choose a feat. So I think the best choice here is to improve our dexterity up to 18. That's just going to give us a better hit chance as well as better armor class. At level 5, we get ourselves an extra attack, really nice, and we get level 2 spells. And we get our subclass feature, the Companion's Bond, so our proficiency bonus is added to the armor class and damage rolls, which will be upwards of a +4. Very nice. We're also going to choose ourselves a spell. Spike Growth is one of the best choices here. Mistress Spells will give you some extra spells. So if you see these are from Mistress Spells mod. Spike Growth, very, very nice for crowd control. So we're going to take that there. And then once we get ourselves to level 6 here, we get to choose another favorite enemy. And Ranger Knight's nice for the heavy armor proficiency, although we're going to have a higher armor class and just wearing medium armor. And for our Wasteland Wanderer, I think fire is the best choice to have fire damage. It's really nice just to have that. At level 7, we get ourselves a subclass feature. Your animal can dash, disengage, and help as a bonus action, which is nice because you can pick up your downed allies. And for our choice in spells here, there's a few good ones. Pass Without Trace can be good for stealth if you want to focus on that. Fog Cloud's great for stealth as well, and also can be a good safety net. But Long Strider, again, is also very useful too, so we can go with that. And once we get ourselves to level 8, we get difficult terrain no longer slows us down with the Land Stride. And another feat, which I think it's best to take dexterity up to 20. And with our next level, level 9, we get ourselves level 3 spells. So there's a big power spike here. I think Lightning Arrow and Conjure Barrage are two ones that are great fun. Also, Plant Growth can be good for crowd control, but we're going to take ourselves the Lightning Arrow for a good range of damage there. And also Hide in Plain Sight plus 10 bonus to stealth checks as long as you stand still can be pretty nice. And for our next choice, it doesn't really matter your favorite enemy choice, just really what you want. Proficiency, Arcana, Religion, or Arcana, I guess. Doesn't really make a big difference for us. And then we're going to take Wasteland Wanderer, either cold or poison. Cold is less likely to see, but poison's more common. I guess poison probably the better choice of these two. And level 11, this is where we get our big buff. So the Bestial Fury, our animal gets an extra attack, which is obviously quite good. And then we get to take another level spell, Conjure Barrage or Plant Growth being the two good choices there. And then we get to multiclass. We can stay here, but we don't get to choose a new spell. We actually just choose a feat at level 12. So I think this is where it's best to multiclass. And adding in a few different choices can be very beneficial. I'm going to first start off with the Cleric and go with the War Domain Cleric because we can get ourselves bonus action attacks, 3 of them, which will give us a pretty big power spike, giving us the ability to do extra attacks as bonus actions. It's huge. And we get to choose a few spells that are actually quite nice for us to have. Creator, Destroy, Water, Command being two really decent ones. We can actually cast this because we have a decent wisdom stat too. Bless can also be nice for Healing Word. Guiding Bolt can give you a next attack advantage, although we have a bow that can set that up. Sanctuary is also another nice spell, but any of these four or Guiding Bolt can be our best choice. We're actually going to only take one level of Cleric. As much as 2 levels can be nice, you can get a 10 plus bonus to your attack roll, which can mean you definitely hit your attack. I think we get better benefit of other choices. So I think adding in the Fighter gives us a bonus action heal with Second Wind. And I guess I missed on the fighting style there, but I meant to take Archery. And we get Action Surge. So 2 levels of Fighter for Action Surge is a big spike in terms of our damage output. And then we can switch in and take the Rogue. This will give us sneak attacks, which are nice to have. If you got advantage on an enemy, you can deal a little extra damage. Then we have our bonus action, dash, disengage, and hide, which is really useful to have as well. And then level 3, we can choose the Thief subclass, which will give us an extra bonus action. So those bonus action attacks I talked about, we can now do 2 of them. So that's pretty good. 2 of them are a healer self. There's a few different options we can go with, which is really nice. And then we can actually go back and you could add in another class. I was thinking even Druid could be a decent choice. I've tested a few different ones. And I think it's best to actually continue with the Fighter. And for the subclass, mine's glitched right now. It's only put in the Blood Archer, but you take the Battle Master. But you can also go ahead and add in another level of Thief for the extra feat. And then you can take up your Wisdom. Or we can go with another level of Cleric because the Guided Strike for the plus 10 to your attack rolls is really nice. So I'll show off that there. But alternatively, you can respec and take the Battle Master. I guess I'll show what that will look like. Another thing I want to mention is the Thief is a good choice, but the Assassin also makes sense if you want to burst damage. But I think that the Assassin actually is better with the Gloomstalker, which we can't take since we're a Beastmaster Ranger. So the extra bonus action ends up being a little bit better for our case. But again, here I was able to mix it around and get our Battle Master back. Sometimes there's some glitches with multiple mods installed. But the Battle Master gives us maneuvers, which makes us really strong. So we can get Riposte, which will give us an attack. This will deal additional 1d8 of damage if someone attacks us and misses, which is huge, especially because we have high dexterity. That's going to happen somewhat often. Menacing attack's also nice to frighten the target. And I also like to get Disarming Strike to knock enemies' weapons out of their hand. But Rally can also be good too for the extra temporary health, which can actually save your down teammates. And then at level 4, we get to choose another feat here. And I think it's actually best to take up our either a Wisdom for better spell attacks, Alert for the +5 to initiative, or the Sharpshooter, which will give us additional damage on our attacks. We can give a -5 to our attack roll, but additional 10 damage. So this will be min-maxing our damage big time. It actually makes it very strong. But what's nice is we can actually take, instead of going level 5 here, we can actually go back to the Cleric and take this as the Guided Strike will make sure that we land our attacks. And we can also just take another spell here. So it ends up shuffling the prepared spells because we multi-class, but I'll respec these out. And what's nice about this is we actually get the option to attack and make sure our attacks with extra damage will land. So that Sharpshooter all in will give us that -5 penalty to attack rolls, but a big damage boost. And for our attacks, we can also use like the Hellrider Longbow or the Gaunter Mail for bows. This is going to give us a pretty good armor class or a pretty good chance of hitting the target. I also like going to the hand crossbows because the offhand attacks can be very, very nice. I'm going with the Baldur and Giant Slayer if you use a strength potion. Otherwise, you'd probably want to use like the Falar Aluv or one of the other weapons here. If you really want to go all in, you can use a shield and take something. Like there's, I guess, 2 different ways we can go about doing this. So we can first go with a dexterity-based weapon like Falar Aluv here, and then throw on a shield. This will give us a good amount of extra survivability. I'm using the Unwanted Masterwork Scale Mail, which is not the absolute best pick. The best pick would probably be Armor of Agility, which will give us a 29 armor class there. Even wearing heavy armor will not stack up to that. Like even the Helldusk armor can't compete with the Armor of Agility. That's going to be our best in slot. However, the Ballist armor is another very powerful selection because the Ballist armor can give us the give targets piercing damage, vulnerability, which will double the damage, which is really nice if we have a piercing weapon. So if you're going with an evil-sided Shadowheart, you can get ourselves the Shar Spear of Evening, which is extremely useful on a build like this because we can go full stealth with this. It gives us the ability to see in darkness, and you're going to see it's extremely strong. So going with this combination, very powerful. Baldur and Giant Slayer for strength potions. This if you got a dark character, Falar Aluv otherwise, or even like You can go with any other weapon short of chaos. It's decent, sort of life stealing, Rhapsody, Niralna, even if you want to throw it a little bit. And then for our helmet, we're using Mask of Soul Perception, the cloak protection, and the boots protection. This gives us 26 armor class with light armor, which is huge. And then we also got the Helldust gloves for additional fire damage on our attacks, critical attack, critical ring, the ring of protection, amulet of greater health. However, you can also swap this out if you wanted something like the amulet of ball for bleeding on targets that haven't been hurt yet. This will give us spell save DC increase, which is not huge, but gives us another channel divinity if you really wanted to go that route. You can also really, whatever amulet you got for your team works really well. You can stack reverberation if you'd like. I just think that this one gives us the most survivability, and to show you how to make OP Minsk, I'll show off this here. So I'll get into combat to show off how we're going to go about doing this. You want to summon in your bear, and the bear also has a summon too. So you go with the Ranger's Companion, you get your bear companion, you summon it in, it can summon in another bear. So you can get the full bear squad. Ursa engines here. So you got the bear, and you got the Ursine reinforcements. So you can call in a secondary bear. It doesn't last long, but I also have a mod that removes their helmets so they just look like normal bears again. I just feel like that works a little bit better, and I think it just looks better. And you can also use your Find Familiar, and I would recommend bringing in the Raven, because the Raven can blind targets. So that's really nice for just, again, another survivability sake. It can be pretty strong. So we got lots of bonus action abilities that are fun. And basically what we want to do is, I'll show you off the combat here now. I forgot we actually want to have Boo out, so we'll start off with Boo. And you can also pick Boo up, and you can throw Boo. So you can use Boo as a weapon, and he'll blind targets. So he threw Boo there, blinded him, and Boo runs back to us. I don't know why I didn't start combat, but that's fine. Oh no, Boo's down. I'll pick him up. Boo is fun. He's good for blinding targets, and it fits with the MINSC build really well. So I guess we'll throw Boo again and see if we can get combat started that way. And nope, Boo runs back. Boo falls on the ground. Nope, Boo's fine. They don't really care. That's fine. I didn't know you could do that, but I'll start with Spike Growth then, just to set down a crowd control. And my haste is about to end, so that's not great. Oh, we got into an attack. I don't know what happened there. I have one turn of haste left, and it just ended, so that was not ideal. Yeah, crap. I did not expect that to happen. Typically, we wouldn't run out of all of our resources like that right at the start of a fight, so I guess I'll just skip past that just so you guys can get an idea of this class. So Boo's pretty good because he can just literally go up. You can throw him, but he's got his little bite attack, which is actually not bad damage. He can do upwards of 13, which is pretty good considering most Find Familiars do not have any... Oh, jeez. You don't have that level of damage, but yeah, he does miss from time to time. What's nice about the bear too is it's got the honeyed paws, which can grab a weapon and disarm a target. Or you can use the goading roar, which will make everyone just focus on the bear instead. So they're pretty good tankiness. If you just want to disarm a target, you have a decent chance of doing that. See, we drop their weapon, and then you can just get your person there to grab it. The bear obviously can't pick it up there, but I forgot, it has an extra attack too, so we can attack twice. So when it's our turn, our best options for crowd control would be our Spike Growth here. So you can see we can actually get a lot of them in the Spike Growth. This will slow things down for the target. I got counterspelled there, of course I did, but I gave myself the cheater's ring so that I can do multiple spells here, because that was just not a fair showing of our ability. But that will slow them down and deal damage over time too. And then on top of this, we also got some nice options with Create Water, because Create Water, we can upcast that, and whenever we use Create Water, we can get everyone here, have the wet application, and then Lightning Arrow will deal extra damage to them. So you can go ahead with blasting with Light Arrow or Lightning Arrow, and you're going to see it does a bunch more damage that way. So that can be extremely useful. And then also we got ourselves Action Surge, so you can just continually pummel everyone with your spells. So you can go ahead with another option like Lightning Arrow there. Boom, it actually hit really hard there too. And then we also got offhand attacks, or our light hand crossbows. Especially if the Nair Misser in the offhand, that is force damage, which is going to be a really good damage type. So you can actually blast quite a few enemies with that. You're seeing 16s multiple times. If you have the two-handed perk, you can get some extra damage off. But even with the sharpshooter benefit, we're still having a pretty good hit chance there, so that's really nice. And then we also got things like our sneak attack, which is nice because you can, if you have advantage against a target, you can attack it. So like, for example, the bear is near this target here, so we can get our sneak attack off on them, jump up into the sky, and just looks so funny seeing that there. You know, 18 to hit, we rolled a 15. We can use our guided strike to make sure that we do hit it, and that hit pretty hard, 28 damage there. And then you can follow it up with even like a conjure barrage, which is a really nice option for damage. You can go with our ranged weapon or main hand weapon for conjure barrage. Unfortunately, that would hit our bear, but you can just see that the damage is pretty decent for spread. 54 on that target there because we had the ballast armor applied, so that was good damage, obviously. And then we also got like menacing attack from the Battlemaster, so great options here. Frightened him, we took him out, so we can frighten another target. And it's nice to be able to apply a frighten. Yeah, we frightened him, perfect. And then we can follow it up with the offhand attack to take out this target here. And then we have a few behind us, so yeah, we got lots of different attacks that we can do. Bow attacks seem to do pretty well, but even going in and creating darkness is really useful. Since we have the Shard Spear in the evening, we can create this darkness here. It allows us to hide out in, and this will keep us safe, so you can keep your entire team here, especially if you have like a warlock too that has the Devil's Sight to be able to see in darkness. You can put them in this as well and not have to worry about them missing their shots, but also having nice so you're immune to darkness. And then once we're in there, we're pretty good to stay alive, and then we can just focus on range attacks from here, so that's pretty good because you can just focus on your survivability and not get hit with the darkness. So we didn't take them out. This should hopefully finish the deed, and then they'll have a hard time finding us in there, especially since we have two things. This darkness from the weapon doesn't require concentration, which is nice, although there is a darkness spell that will require concentration. But you can just use this to hide out in, like Boo's safe here. We don't have to worry too much about that. And then pretty much everyone else will just focus on trying to get towards us and get hurt by our spike growth. See, they even just wanted to run out of it. And then it's back to us again, so then we can just continue to attack. And that darkness is extremely useful just for survivability's sake. But you can see we actually have really good damage too. This is a very powerful class, so you can see it does pretty good numbers. There's one more hiding away from us, and we will finish them off. You can also go with like a command approach too, which is pretty fun to pop off on a target. So you can use this, and then they're going to walk towards us through that damaging webs. So you're gonna, oh, he's frightened, so he didn't move. Of course. That's one of the biggest benefits of applying frighten to a target, is that they'll be just pretty useless. So then we can just pick away at him. He's also wet, so if we had another spell slot, we could hit them with the lightning arrows. But yeah, you can see there, very strong. So there's an OP level 20 MINSC build for Baldur's Gate 3. Also, with just a plain old or a Beastmaster, focusing on having the pet, but also some pretty good survivability here. You got a little Boo there too, so everything is all good. We can even throw the Boo around. If you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below, and I will see you all in the next video.